Recruits forced her to stand in the rain until the general arrived and saluted her. The rain fell in sheets, drenching the recruits as they lined up on the parade ground. At the center stood Lieutenant Victoria Kane, her uniform soaked, boots splashing in puddles, hair plastered to her face. The recruits had forced her here. They mocked her, laughed at her orders, questioned her authority. But no one expected what was about to happen, because in just moments a general would arrive, and what he did next would leave every recruit frozen. Welcome to United War, where courage, discipline, and respect are tested under pressure. Today's story isn't about rebellion or punishment. It's about how authority and honor can demand attention even in the most impossible situations. Lieutenant Victoria Kane was about to teach a lesson the recruits would never forget. The base was quiet, except for the sound of rain hitting the asphalt. A storm had rolled in unexpectedly, drenching the parade ground in a cold, relentless downpour. Lieutenant Kane had been assigned to supervise the new recruits during drill practice. They were loud, arrogant, careless, and they saw her as an easy target. "Stand her in the rain," one of the recruits had shouted. "Let's see if she can take it." The others laughed, surrounding her as she held her posture, unwavering. Her boots sank into the waterlogged ground. Her uniform clung to her frame. Her expression was calm, almost unreadable, but every muscle in her body was tense, controlled, ready. They jeered, they tossed insults, they expected her to flinch, to give up, to retreat. But Lieutenant Kane didn't move. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't argue. Instead, she stared straight ahead. General Samuel Hawthorne didn't hurry. He strode across the wet parade ground with measured steps. The recruits realized that he wasn't just acknowledging her presence. He was recognizing something far deeper: discipline, competence, and authority earned in the field. He stopped a few feet from Kane, saluted, and waited for her response. Lieutenant Kane returned the salute crisply. It wasn't ceremonial. It wasn't exaggerated. It was precise, controlled, and unmistakably earned. The recruits looked on in disbelief. Some whispered. Some shuffled nervously. They had expected humiliation or surrender. Instead, they witnessed respect. Real, mutual, undeniable. Word spread quickly. Victoria Kane wasn't just another lieutenant. Her record was impeccable. She had led high-risk operations overseas. She had been decorated for valor under fire. The mockery from earlier now seemed foolish. The recruits realized they were witnessing someone who had earned respect in ways they couldn't yet understand. General Hawthorne addressed the recruits, his voice cutting through the rain. "Lieutenant Kane's authority is not given, it is earned. Her actions in the field, her discipline, and her leadership command respect. Take this lesson seriously." The recruits stood straighter. Some shifted uncomfortably, realizing their earlier behavior had crossed the line. The rain continued to fall, but the atmosphere had shifted. No longer were they laughing. No longer were they dismissive. Lieutenant Kane's quiet endurance. The rain had softened, leaving puddles across the parade ground. The recruits no longer laughed. Their whispers had quieted. Lieutenant Victoria Kane stood resolute, her uniform still soaked, her presence commanding. It was clear now. She was in control. Lieutenant Kane stepped forward, her boots splashing in shallow water. Her voice cut through the damp air, steady and unwavering. "Fall in. Line up properly. Check your posture. Eyes forward.
The recruits scrambled to obey. Her calm authority left no room for argument, no space for dissent. She walked down the lines, inspecting each recruit. Hands checked equipment, uniforms were corrected, postures straightened. Small gestures, precise instructions, yet each one carried weight. Her experience was evident, and the recruits could feel it. One recruit hesitated, unsure if he should challenge a correction. Victoria Kane stopped in front of him. Her gaze met his. Not angry, not condescending, just sharp, assessing, expecting accountability. The recruit swallowed hard, straightened, and nodded. The lesson was simple. Respect is earned through action, not force. From a distance, General Hawthorne observed. He nodded subtly. This was why he had saluted her in front of the recruits, not to embarrass anyone, but to demonstrate the weight of earned authority. Every correction, every precise instruction reinforced the lesson he wanted the base to understand. Their mockery was gone. Their whispers turned to focused attention.
General Samuel Hawthorne stepped forward, boots splashing lightly in puddles. He addressed the recruits. Lieutenant Kane's authority is not a matter of rank alone. It is earned through experience, discipline, and integrity. You witnessed the difference today. Respect that is given freely to those who have earned it. The recruits listened silently, some nodding in understanding, others absorbing the lesson with newfound humility. Lieutenant Kane walked among the recruits one last time. Each corrected posture, each tightened uniform, each nod of acknowledgement reinforced her lesson in leadership. She didn't boast, she didn't lecture. Her calm presence spoke louder than words ever could. The recruits reflected on their behavior. Earlier arrogance and mockery seemed childish in retrospect. They now understood the weight of responsibility, the importance of respect, and the silent power of earned authority. Some silently vowed to carry these lessons forward in their careers. As Lieutenant Kane prepared to leave the parade ground, General Hawthorne raised his hand once more in salute. It wasn't ceremonial, it wasn't for show. It was a mark of recognition, respect, and acknowledgement of competence. The recruits felt it, the quiet gravity of authority earned, not assumed. The rain had stopped, but the lesson remained. Lieutenant Victoria Kane had turned mockery into respect. She had proven that leadership isn't about enforcing fear, it's about embodying discipline, integrity, and excellence. For the recruits, the day would never be forgotten. For Lieutenant Kane, it was